the HomeTech Podcast for Friday, January 23rd. From Sarasota, Florida, I'm Seth Johnson.
From Reynoldsburg, Ohio, I'm TJ Huddleston.
And from Pickering, Ontario, I'm Gavin Campbell.
And welcome to the HomeTech Podcast, a podcast all about home automation, home technology, and winter storm alert. TJ, you're going to get snowed in. It's going to happen. I read the forecast.
I honestly didn't know about it until I was on Facebook, and this gaming company I follow was like, we're having a sale because of the storm this week. And I was like, what storm? Supposedly on Sunday, we're going to get 3 to 5 inches. I don't believe that because in central Ohio, it always says it's going to snow, and it never does.
That's all?
Yeah, 3 to 5. That's all.
Oh, man. That's not... So with 3 to 5 inches up here, the school's still, open.
Oh, I mean, it'll be chaos here because we're in Columbus, and nobody knows how to drive whenever it's snowing or anything like that. It's kind of like in Florida. Whenever you're in Florida and it rains and you're on the road, people just lose their mind. A similar thing happens up here with the snow.
Well, wait. They don't lose their mind. The natives drive 90 miles an hour because it's just raining. Who cares? And the people from other states will drive cautiously.
Yeah, with their hazards on and everything.
Yeah, and that'll create a problem. So
yeah, well, I don't know what it is, but weather makes people not be able to drive. So what'll happen if we get 3 to 5 inches of snow? Cars will be off in the ditch. Schools will be canceled because you don't want the kids being hit by like cars or something as they're crossing the road, because people can't drive in the snow. So it'll be a chaos. We'll survive, but
they said there's supposed to be a bunch of ice on this one too. So that's one thing to watch. Ice is not fun. I've been to a few of those ice storms. Those are not fun.
Yeah,
you always lose power and it's just cold and dark.
Yeah, ice is always the worst part. So luckily, I have no outside job scheduled next week, which is a surprise to me.
I was going to say, this is a great time to schedule outside jobs.
They're all interior. I do have like 2 cameras to install, but I can just do that whenever kind of thing. So that's that worked out pretty well, at least.
Yeah, well. You know what? I need to check I bet the iguanas have been falling quite a bit.
What's it like in Florida? Like, is it cold down there? Or?
Yeah, it's freezing.
I mean,
man.
Florida cold.
Yeah, it's cold right now. It's 65, Gavin.
Oh yeah, it's nippy. You might need a light jacket, right?
Yeah. It was cold.
It's like 15 to 20 degrees Celsius, I think.
Oh, thank you. I was looking it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the quick conversion, so I might be off on that.
That's t-shirt. That's what it was in Vegas for CES.
It's probably about that. Yeah. The low is getting down into the 40s, which I don't know what the math is on that, but let's see, 44 to C.
Oh man, I'm good. 65 is 18 degrees Celsius, so
yeah. And 44 is 6 degrees Celsius. So, Gavin, that's the low here, which, if your windows don't shut all the way because it's Florida, it's kind of cold sometimes. I really do need to get those fixed. Someone was posting, I forget who it was, they were posting that they added the our iguanas falling checker into their Home Assistant dashboard.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a smart idea. But it's not optimized for Home Assistant icon dashboard thing. So
feature request.
It says internal server error. I wonder what that's about. Never seen that happen before. There we go. Well, it's something to fix. I'll have to figure out what the user agent is for that, and we'll make it a little optimized where it has a little.
I'm sure that looks awful on hot dog stand theme.
Ooh, I should put a hot dog little, that they have the little dark mode and light mode. It's like a moon and a sun. I should have a hot dog next to it. And then you could switch back and forth between those 3 themes. That'd be great.
No.
Yes, I agree for some reason.
Please don't.
All right. Well, news has been slow this week. So we're going to have Gavin and TJ did me a solid and went out and interviewed literally everyone at CES. And they did it in a very confusing way.
So, it made sense to us. I don't like. You just didn't listen. Your problem is, Seth, you didn't actually listen to the files. You saw the names and then you checked out. You were just like, nope, I don't understand the names. That's
pretty much, yeah. It's like, what is this? So I've got some, what is it, like a digital archaeology to do, I guess. Go and go through these files and figure out what you guys did, because I can't make heads or tails.
You can figure it out. You can figure it out.
And what's hilarious is that as we're recording this, Seth still has not listened to any of the interviews. He might have listened to partials.
I listened to some of them, and I skipped through some of them too. So
he doesn't even know what he's actually putting in here, which I think is hilarious. It's just like, he's like, yeah, they did interviews. Why not?
There's a bunch of files.
They wouldn't lie to us, which I appreciate.
I don't know what's in these files, guys, but they're going to be on the show this week. So
this is going to be really awkward when we come back from the interviews and have to pretend we know what we talked about.
Oh, we'll just pretend that we'll just edit them in and keep going.
All right, cool.
We do have one home tech headline. So what do you guys say we knock that one out?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, there's nothing in the news, but there was a message sent over to Control4 dealers to value this is as our valued integrator. We wanted to provide you an update on the partnership between ADI and Josh.ai, including some upcoming changes to the existing Control4 and Josh.ai integration. They go on to talk about. They don't really mention the lawsuit. But they go on to talk about how the ADI will replace the current Josh.ai driver in the Control4 driver database with a new version that will be used in projects sold after April 21st, 2026. So any new projects after that. This new driver will basically limit Josh.ai to only voice interface. So no Josh touchscreens, remotes. You can't use the Josh app to control anything in the Control4 system like you can now. And then clients will, it says clients will continue to experience Josh.ai's natural language voice control. So basically, they're handicapping the driver as part of whatever settlement this was over the Ava remote, right? This was the Ava remote thing. Yeah. That Josh kind of got roped into because they were using the Ava remote for their thing. And I think there was some other stuff that had come up with the that Control4 or I guess at the time it was Snap AV. This has been a while. This has been going on for a long time. But this is how these things go. They throw everything against the wall. They see what sticks. They throw lawyers at it, and then a year or two later, they do these weird little. They settle. So somebody settled here. This reads like Josh.ai may have settled because it kind of says that that they're going to handicap the driver that is distributed through the Control4 Composer software. But I don't see anything in here that says they can't have their own driver that you can sideload, because you can still sideload plenty of drivers. It's just not like a certified driver. I do know a lot of dealers will not, like, they just don't like, they won't load those kind of drivers. It has to be in the Control4 thing. It's just what they do. But maybe that's a potential workaround that they could do to have a full-featured driver. But I don't know. Interesting. If you're a dealer, a Josh.ai dealer, and a Control4 dealer, and you're planning on selling Josh touchscreens and using them as the main UI, or using Josh remotes, using the Josh app on top of the Control4 system, that is probably going to be blocked for you on those new jobs. So keep an eye out for that. That's something to look out for. Check with Josh.ai. There may be a workaround for it, but I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. So
yeah, this is definitely a good, not a good, I guess. This is definitely a response to Josh becoming more of an automation platform more than anything, right? Because if they had just stayed a voice assistant, I don't think this would have been as big of a deal. But basically, Control4 at this point is using their leverage to say, "Hey, we're going to do whatever we want with our platform, and you're going to have to deal with it at this point."
Yeah.
I think it's directly because of the automation portion.
Because it wasn't like I think when this first started, it's been a while. But Josh.ai was more focused on voice control. They had they were looking for a remote. Clearly, I mean, they teamed up with Ava to bring in a remote solution that just had the Josh.ai app running on the remote. So, but they weren't really positioning themselves as like a full-on control system. Now they are. Like now, at the beginning, they were just like, yeah, you lay this on top of your Lutron system, you lay it on top of your Crestron, your Control4 system, whatever you have, and we'll work with that. We don't care. We just want to be the voice control. But now they've got remotes, they've got touch screens, they've got like rack component parts. They have the full suite, I think, at this point, and they have the back end of Home Assistant that they're using there in the back end. So it's not like they can't control everything they want to control. It's only a matter of time to bring those integrations over the way they're doing it. So yeah, I don't know. It's good to see them working together again, I guess.
This might speed up Josh.ai actually becoming an automation platform, because I know it's gotten a little better, but at the time, and you still can, as far as I'm aware, you can't have third-party drivers, which I don't know if they'll ever open that up, and I don't blame them if they don't. But they just don't have a lot of integrations with things.
That's what I hear a lot of people say. Yeah.
And that's the biggest struggle with the Josh.ai platform. It's so nice, but it's so restricted that hopefully this kind of puts a little fire under their butt, because they can't utilize Control4 anymore, which I would argue is probably, with data that they could probably provide, that's probably their largest automation platform they tie into, right? Because definitely people are using this with Crestron and whatever else, but there's so many Control4 installs out there. I think this is going to be a big hit to Josh.ai unless they actually increase what they're compatible with.
Yeah. Like you say, it might be a pretty good time to do that. if they are losing the ability to do this, they've probably had plenty of time to think about mitigating any response that was going to come from Control4 in the future on this one. And, this could have been something they've been working on for a while. So who knows what they have in the works for the next, 6 to 9 months as we round the corner here and head through the summer to CEDIA. I mean, I think they usually give like a summer update sometime around, like the winter and summer update, I think. And where they announce a bunch of big new products and features. So we'll keep an eye on Josh.ai and report back. But it does look like the lawsuit's over, guys. We don't have to worry about that getting nastier in the future. Seems like there's been some concessions made on both sides. And we'll never know exactly what happened behind the scenes here with all the lawyers and stuff, but looks like Control4 gave a little, Josh.ai gave a little, and here we are with neutered control systems. Either way you look at it from a consumer standpoint, we lose. We all lose.
Yeah, isn't that how it always goes?
Yeah, the end user loses out. And I'm curious if we'll ever see a Home Assistant, Josh, lawsuit going on, at some point.
No, that's what Home Assistant's made to do. That's like literally the license that Home Assistant puts out. That's what they want you to do with it. You can do whatever you want with it. So I don't really see any reason. I don't even see any reason. I think that's a pretty good thing that they're doing, honestly. Alan Chow has a driver out that kind of integrates with the Home Assistant as well. And you can I've got it set up to like bring in entities and that kind of thing. Like you can kind of like target those and control them from the Control4 system if you wanted to. So it kind of helps in that respect. So
yeah, there's a couple of companies that have that. I can't think of the it's Innovo. That's what
Innovo.
It is.
Yeah.
They've had, I think they've been out with the longest one where they had a Home Assistant into the professional systems like Elan for the longest time now. So it's definitely a thing that's been happening. But I would imagine these companies have more money than the Open Home Foundation does anyway. So
for sure.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yep. Well, maybe they're able to start committing back or supporting Open Home Foundation or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Josh.ai will be works with Home Assistant at some point. Wouldn't that be crazy?
A little sticker on there, yeah. Would be interesting. I can understand why even Innovo kind of keeps it curated as to what they'll integrate with or what they'll put on that system. Because it can get out of control. Let's be frank with that. Like if you can put Our Iguana's Falling on your interface in Home Assistant, it's a bit too far. I think I've gone too far. So, all right. Well, that's the only news story we have this week. But all the links and topics we discussed tonight can be found over on our show notes over at HomeTech.fm/559. And with that, let's jump into these CES interviews.
All right. My name is TJ Huddleston here. I'm here with HomeTech. And go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about you.
Sure. I'm Avi Rosenthal. I'm the chair of the Z-Wave Alliance. We're a collection of companies that all adhere to one type of RF protocol. We're in more than 35 million homes in the United States, and we have hundreds of millions of devices out there.
Nice. Yeah, we got a lot of vendors here today.
Yep.
A lot of interesting ones. A lot of assisted living technologies I've noticed. Is that becoming a bigger sector for Z-Wave?
It's definitely becoming a bigger sector. One of the beauties of Z-Wave Long Range, our newest protocol, is that we can take advantage of a whole bunch of new ways of connecting devices. Aging in place is a big deal here in the United States. There's a lot of people who are retiring but want to stay within their own homes. And so in order to do that, their family members really want to make sure that they're okay. And so aging in place is a way that we can monitor them without being creepy, without knowing that they're being monitored. And Z-Wave is leading the fight in getting those devices out into the marketplace.
Absolutely. Well, that's very good. I mean, it's good to see a lot of new devices coming out. For a long time, it seemed like Z-Wave, there wasn't a lot happening with it, unfortunately. It's kind of stagnant.
This is the Z-Wave renaissance.
It's great. I love to see it. It's one of the only protocols that works without internet. There's not many anymore. Everything goes through somebody's cloud service or their app or something, and at some point it might get shut off.
Right.
Z-Wave, we're not going to have that problem.
No, everything is local with Z-Wave. Everything works within the local hubs. Everything works within the local apps. Yes, you can access it from outside of your home, but it is not a requirement. It also keeps your data much more private.
Oh, perfect. And there's something going on with Z-Wave right now. There's an attack. There's something going on. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So there's a movement right now. There's a company out there called NextNav. NextNav is petitioning the federal government, the FCC, to change the rules in what we call the open RF standard of 900 megahertz. So 900 megahertz today is an open frequency. Anybody can play in it as long as they promise not to be mean to their neighbors. And that's been working for more than 30 years. NextNav wants to change those rules. They want to turn the lower 900 megahertz band into a private frequency, thereby giving the cellular companies the ability to transmit over it and knocking out all of the players that are there today. So those toll passes in your car, they're 900 megahertz. Your security sensors, 900 megahertz. The store tags that you pay and you see the price in the stores, 900 megahertz. The trackers for all of the shipping, 900 megahertz. There are literally billions of devices, including Z-Wave devices, that all operate within those frequencies. And if NextNav wins, they all need to be replaced. You're talking about billions of dollars worth of investment and billions of dollars worth of infrastructure. Call your congressmen, call your senators, let your government officials know that we need GPS infrastructure. GPS infrastructure is very important, but we don't need it in 900 megahertz. There are many other ways to have secondary GPS location devices that will not destroy the current lower 900 megahertz spectrum.
All right, perfect. We'll put the link in the show notes for everybody to go
Wonderful.
to. And I appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, my name is TJ Huddleston. I am here with Zunzunbi. They are a retrofit light switch company. Something I've never really seen before. I've seen a couple retrofit lighting options, but this is really good for people that rent or maybe like they have some smart lights, but they don't want to actually change the smart switches themselves. It's kind of an interesting concept. Can you tell us what we're looking at here?
Yeah, so this is our first product. It's called a slate switch. It works with all kinds of light switches, so toggle, or if you have a more sleeker one as well. So it magnetically snaps onto your wall switch so that you can't accidentally turn off your smart lights. And you know, the thing with smart lights is you always, you need Wi-Fi if you want to use your voice, but if you turn it off, it's not going to respond to you anymore. So it fixes that problem by covering the switch and still giving you full control with all of your smart devices.
Yeah, and this is a good idea. We do a lot of like floodlight cameras and stuff like that where it was an old floodlight that's controlled by like a toggle switch, for example, and we typically like block it off with like a little piece of plastic so nobody turns the light off or something. But this is a good concept because then I could give somebody a smart switch in that location while keeping the lights on. Exactly. And so you don't even necessarily need to use it with smart lights at all. You could program it for anything. Is that correct?
Yes, it works with all your smart home devices that you can connect to a hub. So the smart hub that we work with is Samsung SmartThings, but we also work with Homey Pro and Home Assistant as well.
Oh, that's good. Home Assistant's a really popular one. Do you see a lot of requests for Home Assistant stuff in general, or is it just one of those things that kind of just happen?
Yeah, I mean, Home Assistant actually came to our booth, but yeah, we do work with Home Assistant as well. So
that's good. Is this a product that's already out? Can I go buy it today? And if so, how much is it?
So we just launched 3 days ago, and it's available on Amazon and zunzunb.com as well for $39.
Okay, that's a really good price. I know some of the retrofit light switches, they're in the $20 to $40 range. But they don't have anywhere near the flexibility of this, right? They have like a single button on them or something like that. Yeah. But this is really cool because you can program. How many buttons can you get on something like this?
You can get up to 8 buttons, but you can program it up to 16 because hold is also an option. So when you do it on the app, so up to 16.
And that's pretty cool. You were telling me a little bit about how you program it. Do you mind just going over that again? And so if somebody buys this device, I guess what are their configuration options when they get it?
Yeah, so for example, if you're using Samsung SmartThings, you first connect your hub, of course, to the app. And then when you open the app, you can find Zunzunbi through Slate Switch. And then when you're setting it up, you hold the mode button on the back and you press how many buttons you want, press it again, and you already set the amount of buttons you want.
Well, that's really cool. I've never seen anything like that. So I appreciate your time today, and we'll definitely have to look at this product a little bit more.
Okay, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
We're here at CES 2026 at the Droplet booth, and if you've listened to me talk about Droplet, it's one of my favorite products for monitoring water simply because of how easy it is to install and do what you have to do. I'm here with Julia from Droplet, and she's just going to tell us, more about the product, what it does, and some of the features of the app, because that's where the power comes into play. Hi, Julia.
Hi. Thanks for coming by. So Droplet is a smart home water monitor that uses ultrasonic sensors to measure how much water you're using at home. It's a non-invasive product, so you clamp it onto your pipe. It takes less than 5 minutes to set it up, and you're all ready to go. It not just tracks how much water you're using overall, it also tells you if you have a leak. So a lot of our customers are actually getting Droplet to understand if they have any small leaks, but also if they left the garden hose on or any other topics we encounter quite often.
Yes. And you mentioned it, one of my favorite features, how easy it is to install. You clamp it onto your pipe, you turn it on, and that's it. Pretty much. You flush the toilet, and then it detects it, and that's it. So 5-minute install is probably more than enough, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And when it comes to the app now, can you just go through some of the features of the app? Because you can tag things so it knows what devices. How does it detect which device it's running?
So Droplet, for everyone who doesn't know it, like it just installs at one single point. But even from that one single point, we can detect, for example, showers, toilets, and faucets. And it uses machine learning to do so. So each of these fittings and fixtures have a unique fingerprint, actually, that we can see on the data side and then can determine was it a toilet that was running right now.
Right. And you could set like notifications for like if it's too much is being used, or things like that too?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for asking. Yeah, so we give the user a lot of opportunity to customize it. We have default settings to determine if it's an unusual water flow or leak. But we have people always coming in, well, that's my irrigation system, or I'm filling my pool. I want to mute that specific alert, or I want to tweak it to, I don't know, my kids are coming home and I want to make sure they're not showering longer than 5 minutes. So you can set that alert if you want to.
Yeah. And for our listeners, this does integrate with MQTT or Home Assistant, an official add-on, right? That we can connect it to Home Assistant, and you can get the data in Home Assistant nicely. I had one more question. Let's get edit this out. I was just thinking, I had one more question too. In terms of availability, I know you're based in the U.S. I'm based in Canada. Can you tell us, currently, where is this available, and where, when it may come to more markets? Because we have a lot of listeners in Canada, Europe too. Maybe it's going to be available there.
Yeah, we have a lot of requests internationally. We are currently based out of the United States, as you mentioned, so that's our primary market. But we are planning first and foremost to go to Canada, to our neighbors. So that would be the first market that we are opening up within the next 12 months. And then Europe would be the next one after that. But yeah, there's a wait list for us too, yes.
So that's great for our European listeners. It's coming there. Keep an eye out. This is Droplet thank you, Julia, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And reporting live from CES 2026.
All right, we are here with GEMS, GEMNS, that's correct. And we have some wireless sensors. Can you tell us about the wireless sensors here?
Sure. So it is an energy harvesting device. What I have here is a leak detector, which is the first Z-Wave product that it works without any batteries or wiring. It's a new device class called Wake on Event End Node. So because there's no batteries or wires in it, it is technically off until it receives an input, in this case, a leak, and then it will code through the processor and send a signal that there has been a leak detected. So once you set it up, you can put it wherever you may find a leak, whether that's under the sink, out by your water heater in your basement, and just leave it there forever.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about batteries dying right before your basement floods or anything like that.
Yeah, this is perfect, especially with a leak sensor, because there's a couple areas that I want to put a leak sensor that I can access, but I can't really, I don't want to access it that often, right?
Like you don't want to go in your crawl space once a year to change the battery. You want to put it there and then leave it unless you have a leak.
Yeah, and how long does something like this last? For those that can't see it, we'll put a link in the show notes, but there's a strip that goes around the device. How long, what is going on here?
So this is powered by magnets and kinetic, so magnets last forever. If you put a magnet on your fridge, it's going to stay on the fridge long after the fridge has stopped working. So technically, it will last forever. What will degrade or be outdated first would probably be your app. So you'd have to make sure that you still have the app on your device to receive the signal. But as long as this is there, it will last forever.
Is there a possibility of putting a audible siren or something on there? Is the technology allow something like that? Obviously, it'd just be like a one-time chirp or something like that.
One-time chirp, because the amount of energy that it produces is so small that it can't continuously power something. So it could make a one-time noise when it sends the signal if that's what you wanted it to do. But if you're upstairs and you don't hear it, you still need to then you'll have the notification in your smartphone apps.
That makes sense. Are Are the strips easy to get? Are they something that's obviously they're easily replaceable?
Yeah.
Are they readily available? Like once I buy the sensor, I can easily get the strips in the future?
And it would come with several.
Okay, good.
So, I mean, it's replaceable. And ideally, you would never need to replace it, right? Your basement would never flood. But if it does, that would probably not be a 10 times in your homeowner's life either. So if it comes with 25 strips, you're all set.
That makes sense. And I hear this is in other products as well. I think I heard you mention light switches.
We've got lighting controllers. We've got a door lock this year that we're demoing in our booth as a partnership with Southco. We've got a door sensor that lets you know that the door is open, that the door is closed. So if you want to monitor the comings and goings of a building. Other uses that it could do is like, industrial push buttons or doorbells. It could ring the doorbell. It could activate the camera to take a picture of who's at the door or anything really that has an input. So it needs an action such as pushing a button or flipping a switch to generate the energy.
Is there a product that this is going to be in that you're particularly excited for? Is there something, obviously this is kind of a new thing. There's not a lot of people doing anything like this. We've seen like the infrared power things, which kind of eliminate the need for batteries, but nothing like this. Is there any certain product that you're excited to see this in the future? The leak sensor seems pretty cool.
I mean, the leak sensor is very cool, and this is the first one on Z-Wave.
Okay.
But the lock, I think, honestly, is life-changing. Not have to worry about batteries or wires in your door lock that's a life-changing product.
Yeah, especially a lot of door locks, they're like 6 months battery life. It's awful. We've seen several of those already.
And you think that, it's only a little bit more than my regular lock. It's not going to be a big deal. And then you spend $5,000 in batteries, which is exaggeration, but
Yeah, absolutely.
How does the door lock generate enough energy to handle the motor instance?
So when you turn the handle, that turns the magnets, like in this, when you're powering this up. And that generates enough energy that will send the signal to your app, and it authenticates you are authorized to be opening this door, and that will then unlock the door. And it reverses back to lock it. You do the same thing. You would just turn the handle to lock it, put your phone up there, and it would lock.
So for some reason in my head, I was thinking these strips are basically disposable.
These strips are just
for the water leak sensor, but not for the door lock, I would assume.
Right. So this has the energy preloaded, and it's waiting for... So the input is there and it's held in place by the strip, and it's released when it gets the leak.
Gotcha.
Most of the other products use it immediately.
Okay.
So like when you turn the handle, that immediately uses the energy to unlock the door. It doesn't sit there in vain.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi, well, my name is TJ Huddleston. I'm with the HomeTech podcast. We cover home automation, smart homes, and stuff like that. Tell us what you have going on here.
Okay, so we are Pondo. We are a smart AI digestive and hydration tracker. Our device is installed in the toilet, and it measures different aspects of your digestive health and your hydration, basically with computer vision. So, it's installed in the toilet. It captures like all the visual cues and aspects like form, frequency, color, shape, duration of each session, etc. And it processes your data with machine learning. So it can give you a digestive score, a hydration score, would be, like an objective measure of how your gut is performing. And with that, it gives you insights, personalized recommendations, for your lifestyle so you can level up your gut health. And it gives you long-term trends and patterns so you can have like a clear picture on a daily basis about like how your gut is performing. Right now, we can measure, sleep, cardiovascular issues, like everything regarding sports, performance. But we don't know that our gut is one of the main factors that contributes to our overall well-being and to our performance too. It is directly linked with our brain and with every other aspect of our health. So it's time, to give it the attention it deserves.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm in the assisted living space, so we do a lot of assisted living technology. Is this something that I can install for like a client perhaps, and then we get notified or something like that if something's like abnormal? Or is it mainly just to like go back and review the data? Or is it more like a proactive kind of device?
It is not proactive in the way that the idea is to make the experience seamless, like for the user. So to use the toilet as normal, and obviously you'll get, like some alerts when something goes wrong.
Okay.
If you need to see, like we are not a medical device, so we don't diagnose. But if we see that there's, like constant patterns that need to be look by a doctor or something, you obviously get in the app, like alarms or something that it is urgent to have professional healthcare to prevent, like potential issues or diseases that could be detrimental for your health. Okay. So right now it's preventative, and obviously the idea, like down the path, is to be able to connect this data with other maybe biochemical data or something that could give us a more complex picture of how your health is performing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Some of these devices I've seen, they use a camera or something. Is that similar with yours as well? Are you having a camera in this device?
Yeah, it has a camera. It obviously points downwards just to the ball, and all the information, for privacy concerns, all the information is encrypted and it's anonymized. So, so the only purpose of the information is to make the model better, so it can have much more precise, diagnosis of your gut health. So it can have more accurate insights and recommendations for your personal health.
Okay. And what is the pricing announced for this already? How much does this device cost?
Yeah, it will cost $299.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is pretty accessible. And
is there any monthly fee or anything associated with this as well?
No, that is actually one of the main differentiators with our, other players in this emerging market. Right now, we are not going to charge anything, for the app or for the service. So it will be, just the $299.
Nice. That's very good. Especially, it's a lot cheaper than some of the other devices I've seen, and especially without the monthly fee, it's like half the cost already. So that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think, it's a pretty good deal for you to start having, objective data and a real track of your gut health. Because, some people say, well, but I can already look at my, at my poop or something, which is right. But the thing is that right now, you only rely on your memory to have a clear picture about what's going on.
Right.
You don't remember maybe how many times did you go to the bathroom yesterday, you know, much less any other characteristics. But they are crucial. And did you know that your poop has more bioindicators than your blood?
I've heard of that, yeah.
That's crazy, so I think this is only the beginning, and what we will do in the next few years is basically make your bathroom your personal lab,
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, thank you very much for the interview today.
Thank you for coming.
All right, we got something in the mailbag this week. This actually been sitting here for a couple weeks now, but it's feedback for Gavin. It says, "Hey Gavin, this is from listener Doug. He says, "Hey Gavin, Happy New Year. I'm not sure if you read messages here. I'm not on Twitter or X or any of that anymore. But regarding episode 556 and Homey, I wanted to let you know that you can add third-party controllers. I'm aware of at least one compatibility with the Sonos Dongle Max." It's really hard to say. So I would assume in the future there will be more support, plus better Thread and multiple protocol support. Honestly, Thread still really sucks, he says, so I personally could care less about it at this point. Goes on to talk about running Homey Self-Hosted on his Synology NAS, and said it's been a decent experience, and he was able to integrate with the Roborock Q10S5 Plus. Wow, I mean, come on. He says, whereas with Home Assistant, still can't do it. So, Gavin, seems like there is some legs behind this Homey Self-Hosted server thing. It sounds pretty cool.
And it makes sense to me if they did do that. They allowed other controllers they allowed it to use other controllers. That would be nice. It would open it up. I was talking to Doug as well, and he did point out there's actually a Docker container, I believe, for it. So if you wanted to throw it on Docker, you could as well and play with it. So, I mean, it's interesting because Homey's now opening their software up so anyone can get into it. And then I guess they're going to you buy some of their hardware maybe, or you pay for the software. Right. And that's how they're going to make money now. Hardware's hard. Right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it seems to me
keeping it up to date.
The easiest way to get fully on board with Homey like if you started off with this, would be to buy one of the little hub things that has all the radios you need in it, and you're good to go. I mean, for the most part, right? Yeah.
And I agree. Thread Matter still sucks. I still fighting with that. I mean, it still has some ways to go, if you ask me. Like, even just like today, I'm seeing I have 3 different Thread networks or something like that. Because once I added these new Amazon devices, they created their own one, and now I can't merge them. So it's really confusing. It's really a mess. It's just I'm not a fan yet. We have to give it more time. But no, this was very interesting. I thank you, Doug, for reaching out and letting us know.
Yep. And I will say, like, we went to the creator event at CES. I got the little Zeus open close XS sensor. This gets tiny.
Those are great sensors.
They are.
It's so small.
Yeah, they are. They're very good sensors. They're especially the long range one. I put the long range one in my mailbox, and it has no problems communicating back to the hub. The only thing with the sensor, I wish it kind of because it you stick it to the window, and the part that sticks is all the board and everything like that. So, pro tip, make sure you stick it in a way that you can still get the battery out.
What do you mean? Oh,
because I stuck it the other way, and the battery only slides one way, and I've stuck it the other way out of the window, and afterwards you go change the battery, and you realize the battery can't come out because it's next to the edge or something. So keep that in mind. So I kind of wish the whole thing, it was more a problem.
Just came off, yeah.
Yeah, it was more a problem in the past when you used to have to take your Z-Wave devices closer to the antenna and pair them and configure them, and then put them in their final place. But it's not as much of a problem now, but they are great sensors. They're a good price. You can't go wrong with those Zeus sensors.
Yeah, I even have that's the sensor I use all over my house for all my doors and windows.
Yep.
But I also bought an outdoor cover that Zeus sells because I'm going to put it in the shed whenever it gets warmer and I can go do things in the shed again.
Yep. I'm adding 5 more of those sensors to my setup because I'm now doing my basement windows. So I'll have every window covered. They're great. They work great.
They're so cheap for what they are, too.
They're little,
yeah.
They're tiny. So the other one I have that is a Thread Matter one, what is that? The Eve? I think it's Eve.
Yeah, I think that the Eve was one of the first devices I think we got our hands on with Thread and Matter.
Well, no, it upgraded. It was just standard Eve, I guess.
Yes.
And it worked with Thread and HomeKit, so I was able to pair it with an Apple speaker I had laying around. And then it eventually there was an option to eventually upgrade it to Matter. And I think I've done that. Yeah, I guess I did that. But I will say, this is thinner, much thinner than that piece is, but about the same size, height, and width. Yeah, I see what you're saying. If you put this on, if you stick this piece on next to your window the wrong way, the magnet only slides out, if I'm looking at it, to the right.
The battery only slides out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah. So make sure
I wish they kind of made it slide out both ways, but I mean, it is what it is.
It kind of does slide out both ways if you think about it, because you can flip it over. There's 2 read sensors, one on each side. So,
no, it works both ways, right? And surprisingly enough, you can even have it touch the top and it will trigger open close too, right?
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's good like that. But the battery, I wish the battery could slip out both ways.
Yeah, once you push it in, it kind of doesn't lock in. It just kind of settles into a little pocket, I guess. But yeah, if you put it too close to the edge, you're not getting that battery out without ripping it off the wall.
I'm discovering more and more of these as I go through battery changes. So.
Yeah, I guess that is a disadvantage of this one a little bit. It's the standard CR 2032.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one, I guess, advantage disadvantage. It uses a really strange, half the size of.
Is it like the A123 or something like that?
CR123.
Yeah, it's like a little.
Yeah, that's
what is that? Is that Eve?
Yeah, it's an ER 14250.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's I got 2 of them here. It's if you think of a standard.
It's like a half AA.
It's like a half AA. If you took a AA battery and chopped it in half, you would have one of these batteries. It's really strange.
And when I get a new device and they have a weird battery like that, I hate those kind of devices. Yeah. I like when the devices, I just getting used to the CR2032s and stuff, because I have a bunch of them for battery replacement time. But when they come with that one-off battery and you have to buy those batteries just for that one-off device, I just rather replace the device.
Yeah. Well, I might do that now because I mean I'm not married. Clearly, with my one Matter device, I'm not married to the system. But these, like you said, they're very inexpensive and they look great. I mean, they're small. This hides a little. It doesn't even stick off the door that much or the wall. Like I think it's a better option. So
and add them as long range, and they'll be faster too.
Maybe I should have done that. I don't know if I did do that. Oh, we'll see. But it does trigger pretty quickly in the Home Assistant thing. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on here. Thanks again, Doug, for writing in. Don't have a pick of the week this week, but if you have any feedback, questions, ideas, I guess the pick of the week it'll be this little thing, right? Be the Zeus XS sensor. That's my pick of the week. There we go. And the crazy battery that the Eve thing has. I'll put links to those in the show notes. If you have any feedback, questions, ideas for the show, or picks of the week, give us a shout. Our email address is feedback@HomeTech.fm, or you can head on over to HomeTech.fm/feedback and fill out the online form. All right, project updates. Gavin, you got stuff on here. What you been up to?
I'm always up to stuff. Since coming back from CES, one of the conversations I saw from a few people, is the status of their smart home while they were traveling. I don't know if you guys worry about stuff like that when you're traveling, but like because of the size of my smart home, sometimes I think I'm always thinking something's going to break while I'm traveling. So, when I got home, surprisingly, it's been solid. I have to admit, ever since I switched all my antennas over to the Home Assistant antennas, my devices have been like solid. They haven't been dropping off. They haven't been giving any problems. They've been fast. The wife had no complaints while I was gone. I think she was happy I was gone, if anything. But the smart home was just working. And sometimes you have to like worry about that stuff because when you leave home, what's going to break? What may break? What would you do remotely? So you guys don't have a big enough smart home, I guess. But when I got like 400 devices, something was bound to break.
I have a lot of devices. I never worry about things breaking, Gavin. They always just work. I mean, I guess what are you worried about breaking though? Because I don't have anybody over my house, I guess. So like if anything breaks at my house, like it doesn't matter. Nobody's there.
Yeah. My wife was still home, but before when I had the SM Lite Zigbee, it would go offline all the time. I had to worry about that, right? You always worry about what if this antenna went offline or that antenna went offline? What if the server crashed? Things like that.
But what are you using it for when you're gone? Like, what are you like? Are you?
Well, she's still home. She's still home.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
So
right?
yeah, things still have to churn, and she still has to be able to use it without me there. And she was happy without me here.
She's gonna have to pay for some gas.
Oh, that's true too.
I mean, she'd be like, "Well, the Plex server doesn't work." You'd be like, "Well, you have to insert your credit card, and then I'll get right to you."
I should start charging her.
Yeah, see, you got remote support.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. I'm sure it'll work out well.
Don't follow me for marriage advice.
Yeah. It's interesting to hear people talk about that. But so when I did get back though, what happened is I had an unraid drive failure.
Didn't you have one before you went to? I thought you had to replace one not too long before.
Yeah, these are some older drives, but that other one was my backup server anyway.
It's going to be an expensive 2026, isn't it?
Yeah, it's time for new drives. You better get the memory too while you're at it.
They're all Western Digital red drives, like I'm not going to get into debate what's better or whatever is worse, but they're still covered under warranty.
Ooh.
So I just went through RMA and I shipped it off, and they're shipping one back.
Oh, nice.
Just like that. So by this week I shipped it off, and by end of week I should have it back. Like every time I buy a drive, I mark. I keep a couple of things like the receipt where you bought it from and everything. I make notes of like when I bought it. I make notes of the warranty and when it expires, right, and stuff like that. So when the drive dies, I pull it out and I say, "Is this one still under warranty?" I look it up and I just go through the whole RMA process. So this one was actually end of warranty in July, I think, of this year.
Oh, nice.
So it died right before. So yeah, I don't mind that. But, this is why I love Unraid, because it was as easy as just pulling out. I always keep a spare drive. It was as easy as pulling out this drive, pop it in the spare, and let it rebuild. And during that whole process, the server kept running. Like nothing was down.
Nice.
It just emulated that drive. until it finally rebuilt it. And that's why I like Unraid. It couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah.
Were you nervous the entire time it was rebuilding?
No, not really, because I've been through this before, right? Multiple times where drives failed. And it's as easy, just put in the new drive and say, hey, rebuild it and let it go. It takes about 12 hours in my system to rebuild a drive. So I'm okay with that.
It's not bad.
Worst case, I have everything backed up on another computer anyway, so nothing to worry about. And then, in my Home Assistant setup, I also added another ZBT2 antenna. So I got the ZBT2 that I'm running Zigbee on. I bought another one that I'm running Thread on now, or I got it as a gift. So I have now the two antennas. And yeah, it was just so easy to add it, I have to admit. If you went to Home Assistant, you say it discovered the antenna once you plugged it in, and it moved your whole Thread network over to the new antenna. Like, it couldn't have been any easier. To be fair, my old Thread antenna was the old Home Assistant one, the Sky Connect. I know they've rebranded it, but so migrating from the Sky Connect to this one, it was so easy. And it was my OCD. I just didn't like having unmatched antennas. Now I have 3 matched antennas, a paper towel holder and 2 toilet paper holders. Right. So if anyone's thinking of switching to the ZBT2 antenna, just do it. It's worth it. It works really good.
Oh man, I just realized there's a Home Assistant core update here. I should probably do.
You're probably like months behind.
No, I'm in January. It's January 1.2. See, this is the non-buggy version, I guess, for January.
I would think about doing the toilet paper roll holder, but my Home Assistant is in a rack, so I would have to bring it out of the rack and mount it on the wall. So I'm not really sure if I like that. Right now, it's just sitting on top of my rack.
And mine, same with mine. Mine sit on top of the rack. I have 3 antennas sitting on top of the rack, and it's fine. But for me, it's more reliability over looks too, right?
Sure.
Like, if these antennas work so much better than everything else, I've been through multiple Z-Wave antennas, multiple Zigbee antennas, and these just work so much nicer, right, than the experience I had with those other ones.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm pretty happy with them. I mean, everyone will probably get some mail saying, I have this antenna, it works good, it's rock solid, and that's what works for you. Great. If it's working for you, don't mess with it. Sure. But this is what's working for me, and these antennas have been great.
And I know they don't like you to do it, TJ, but you can always just mount it sideways to the wall, have it sticking
It yells at you.
Yeah.
It lights up a different color and stuff. It doesn't like it, Seth. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
My problem is my rack is literally at the top of my ceiling. I think there's a 6-inch gap or something. So it physically cannot fit up there. So I guess I could always put a shelf or something, but
drill a hole.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd drill a hole in the ceiling.
It'll fit now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying you can mount it sideways. Go against the grain. Yeah, but get a magnet and just stick it on the front of your rack.
You don't even use Home Assistant. I'm not going to listen to you about anything Home Assistant.
It's updating.
My advice is if everything's working for you right now, there's no need to change.
I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, so be happy.
But actually, I'll talk about it on my projects, I guess. So go ahead.
No, that wraps up. So just jump right into it. Go for it.
Well, actually, we both got the Anker charger. What is this? The little 45-watt display charger.
The Nano
charger. They sent it to Gavin and I. What do you think about it, Gavin? I like the little screen. I really hate screens on devices, all the little tiny screens that people are putting on things. I don't need it on my Ubiquity switch. It's nice once in a while when I'm troubleshooting or something.
It's so dumb.
It's silly.
It's dumb. Yeah.
I don't need it on my WIM speaker, like all this random stuff. But actually, on the chargers or the batteries, it makes sense because I like to be able to see how fast my devices are charging. Do you have any chargers with displays, or is this your only one?
This is my first charger with a display, and I have to admit, I like this little thing. The display makes it better. For the stupidest reason, too, is that you can actually interact with the little character on the display. If you tap the charger, it kind of winks at you. You double tap it, it flips over. It's just a dumb thing that I found cute. But this charger is pretty nice because one thing I like is, and I don't know why recently I've been hearing a lot about this, between fast charging and slow charging. And people are saying fast charging is bad for your battery of your phone and stuff, and you want those wireless chargers that do slow charging and it's much better on the battery. And this Anker charger allows you to switch between the two modes, right? So I think if you double tap it or something with your phone plugged in, it shows you how fast your phone is charging. It recognizes your phone and everything, but you can also change the mode. So, if it's your bedside charger, overnight it will do the slow charging, which is better for your phone, and it doesn't get as warm. And I like the Anker charger. I actually like it. It's become my main charger right now for my phone's my bedside stand.
Yeah, mine's in my travel bag for whenever I'm working and stuff like that. That way I can quickly charge up. Because most of the time, whenever I'm like working, I bring out my big battery and I charge my laptop or my phone or whatever, and then I charge my battery whenever I get somewhere, right? And so that way I don't have to like drag a giant cable across the floor or something wherever I'm working at. And so I use it to charge up my battery and stuff all the time. It's great. And I like the two different ways that you can move the prongs. So you can have it two different orientations in the chargers or in the wall. So that's always nice.
That's handy.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, I thought it was a mistake at first.
I'm not convinced on the screen still, but that does sound nice.
The screens are honestly nice, like I said, just so you can see how fast your devices are charging. And that's actually how I figured out like a couple of my devices were defective because I just looked at the power draw on them and they were getting like 0.1 amps or whatever it was or 0.1 watts, and it was like that's how I knew it was broken. So it's kind of nice for random stuff like that. But
and the nice thing about some people actually commented this on Mastodon, but the screen actually does turn off. So if it's your bedside device, it doesn't stay on. It will turn off after a minute or something like that and go dark.
Yeah.
I think the little plugs that's pretty innovative because you always run into situations like it folds like you would expect it to. It like folds away. And then it folds out to the 90 degrees, and then it keeps folding. After that, it'll go out the other side. So depending on the outlet you have, like I've been to coffee, like Starbucks or whatever, and I sat down to plug my thing. The stupid thing wouldn't plug in because it was like the wrong angle. But if I had one of these where it slipped over, that's a smart idea. So the screen, I think is dumb.
No, like the screen's good.
What could they? I mean, they could have done like without the screen. How much would this be? Like instead of $39.99 is what it is. Like,
if you don't want a screen, they have one without the screen.
Perfect. You literally buy any other
paying
charger
for the screen, and you're paying for the information that the screen provides you.
I want the foldable thing. That's awesome. The 45 watts is awesome. I don't care if my battery is fast charging or slow charging. I'll deal with that. But then
I do. I want to know how long it takes until my battery is charged. That's actually what I use it for all the time. It's like it tells me how long until my battery is charged, and I'm like, that's nice.
All right. Well,
the one screen I can get behind, Seth. Don't kill it.
I wish it did more, though. I wish you could interact with it more,
Gavin wants to play games. He's like, let's play some
it should have been like a little character that you raise and, you can feed it.
Oh, man, like a Tamagotchi.
Yeah. There's a feature request. Make it a little Tamagotchi built in. Every time it plugs in, it's happy to see you,
Oh, no. Just tell that to SwitchBot. SwitchBot will 100% make
that. Yeah, they would do it totally. Yeah.
They're probably already making one. Never mind.
It's too late. Yeah, I don't get all these screens. It is about the same size as the Unify Switch screens, right? Yeah, it looks about the same.
Yeah, but it's infinitely more useful. So
I guess so.
That is so true because I never use the screen. The only time I've ever looked at the screen on my Unify devices was for it to tell me something was wrong.
Right.
Yeah,
it's like
you already knew that because you weren't online.
Exactly.
I've used it for two things, and these two things are useful, but it's not like it's all the time. One time, or I guess a couple times now, I've used it whenever I like plug a cable into from a device, like an access point or something, and I make sure it's like negotiating the correct speed. I could literally do that with my phone, so that's not a big deal. And the other thing is restarting a device. I can just go to the screen real quick and just restart it if I need to. It's the only two things I've ever used the unified screens for. But
they don't have they don't have a 45 watt Anker Nano charger with the 180 degree. This is the only way you can get it. You have to get the screen on there.
You have to buy the screen, Seth. I don't know what to tell you.
Just get the screen.
The 30 watt one is $15.99. See if they could just update that one with the little foldy thing.
My only gripe about this is that it doesn't have more than one USB-C port.
Yeah,
I wish it had two, especially for the price. But it is what it is, I guess, right?
You know what, Seth? If you really want one, Seth, I'll send you TJ's.
Okay,
oh, that's nice.
I don't really want one with the screen. I don't know. I think this would be a good travel charger or something like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. Doesn't tell you the time.
It does not tell you the time.
Yeah. All right. Well, I do have kind of looking at these other Anker Nano charger things that they have here. I do have a couple of other versions of the big ones, the 100-watt ones, and that I use for my laptop. They're smaller than the Apple versions of the same thing, and you can really get some high wattage out of them if you need to charge something fast. So that's what I use when I'm traveling. But yeah, good stuff, except for the screen. Not a fan. Ooh, TJ's a fan.
I do have an audio update, but I'm not going to talk about it until next week.
Sonos is back.
No, Sonos is not back.
Whatever. No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. I'll talk about it next week.
All right, fine.
Did you get the Arc?
I got the Ray, actually.
Arc Ultra.
I put the Ray under my C4 OLED TV. I figured that would be nice, Yeah, I still have a couple Sonos devices I got to sell. So if you're looking for some Sonos and your name's not Richard, then
do you have a Beam?
I don't have any Beams left. No, I have an Era 300. Do you want an Era 300?
That would probably mess up my system.
Honestly, I think that's my trouble speaker.
I don't want to add any of your speakers to my setup. It's working great. Stay away.
Yeah, and honestly, there's a reason nobody's hit me up about the Era 300 speaker. I think it's because it's the worst one. It's not the Play 5. The Play 5 was the best speaker in the world, but the Era 300, literally nobody's contacted me about the speaker, and I've sold all my other speakers. I don't know what that says, but it's probably not good. It is pretty ugly.
Not the prettiest one. It does sound good, though, from what I understand, but not the prettiest one.
But the good news is, because I'm using Home Assistant for my new audio solution, I could always use the Era 300 as part of my whole house audio still. Yeah, so I might always have a little piece of Sonos in my house, unfortunately, because I can't sell it.
Can't get rid of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't get away.
I'll give it away as a Christmas gift, or I'll sell it to a client eventually, I'm sure.
You can ship it down to me with your Anchor thing. Power supply.
I'm not shipping you my Anchor charger. I like this one.
That's funny.
That's all the projects for me, though. I don't have anything. I've been getting in the swing of back in the swing of work again. Which when you're a business owner and you literally run the company like everything, you have to make money at some point.
Oh yeah.
And for the first half of January, I made no money because I was in Vegas. So that's not good.
Sounds like you went to Vegas wrong.
Yeah, well.
Put it all in red, DJ. Come on.
I didn't spend as much money in Vegas though, because I don't know if we've ever actually talked about this, but we were classified as media at CES, right? And I've never been to CES. I've been to CEDIA and I've been to Infocom, and I hear their press whatever just sucks in general.
The accommodations they make for the press. Yeah.
And like CES wasn't amazing. I mean, they had coffee and pastries and stuff like that. But the real thing was getting drinks and food at every private event that we went to.
Yes.
And so I basically spent no money in Vegas. I spent money, but it's nowhere near as much as I thought I was going to spend, because every time we went to an Akara event or a Navimo event or whatever it was, there was just drinks and food as much as you wanted to. And one of the events I went to, I think Gavin was there too, the guy looked at me and said, "Drink as much as you want to drink. We have a minimum and we're not going to meet it." And I was like, right on.
Yes. Everywhere we went. Yeah, it was free. That was a shocking place, because even when we were walking the show floor at Unveiled, they had bars at each end of the hall there too. And I'm just like, this is amazing.
Not just one, not just two, but I think they had 3 or 4 of those bars.
And they had people walking around with little finger foods,
accoutrements.
Yeah.
It was great. I was like, wow, they really know how to treat the press people.
It was a life of luxury. And I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this, but I'm going to say it anyway. We went to the MyQ event with a bunch of people. And we definitely rang up over $1,000 worth of liquor and other drinks under the MyQ tab, because we hate MyQ. They suck. So
thanks for the drinks.
Thanks for paying for all the drinks. I mean, at one point, one of the guys handed me 2 drinks, and I'm pretty sure the 2 drinks together were $150. They just kept getting the most expensive drinks, which I thought was hilarious. So
for the record, I like MyQ. I'm just saying that so I can get more stuff.
I don't.
What do you want from MyQ?
Go away. Yeah, what do you want from them?
One of my garage doors about to fail. And I can't buy one without MyQ, so I might as well
there you go.
Well, the good news is that you can use your third reality button pusher to control it.
Oh, yeah.
Version 3. Yeah, it's coming.
Oh man! But that's all my projects. What did you had going on, Seth?
Well, it was a busy weekend. We went. We had a Saturday morning parade thing. We had to go. One of our family members owns a really old car, and it was going to be in a parade, so we went and watched that. And then we were driving away. We were going to go to a farm, one of these places where they sell fresh vegetables. We were going to go check that out. So we were driving down the street that I normally don't drive down, and there on the side of the street was this adopt a cat place. And there was a lot of conversation in the car, and me not turning around. There's a lot of threats were made, and finally I turned around, and we went in there, and then I knew I was in trouble because we ended up coming home with a cat. So we've got a cat now, and it's led to an interesting weekend. It's actually a pretty good cat. It's not so bad. He's pretty good. His name's Cheeto. He's a little orange tabby cat. And my daughter just is, she loves the thing. She's been wanting something for a while. She's been asking for a dog, and we're like, no, not getting a dog. Like, who's going to take care of it? She's like, I will. I'll take care of it. You go to school. Well, you can take care of it while I'm at school. And I'm like, nope, that's not how this works. So cat is a lot less lower maintenance, I guess, in that respect. So, but it's one of my conditions as we were, as I was being threatened, as we were driving down the street towards this thing, as I swore we weren't going to go in and turn into this place, was that that like if we get it, we're going to have to get a fancy litter box. Because my friend TJ has one. He's been talking about it. It's like the best thing he's ever bought.
Wow, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got to get one of these. Now the one you've got is slightly too large for the place I can put it. And I was doing all sorts of stuff, including like trying to see if I could remove my water heater.
When you suggested that, I knew you were lost. You're like, if I just go with a tankless water heater, I can get this litter box. And I was like, all right, that is not worth it.
It's got really
just build an
really
edition
quickly.
at that point. This is my litter box edition.
$5,000 litter box. There we go. So yeah, that's not happening. I found out that tankless aren't all that great anyway, so I'm gonna stick with the tank one. So I don't have a place to put it though. So I need to get a one that's a little more compact.
All right, hold on. I have to know, how long did you actually consider a tankless water heater for?
Not very long. Well, I looked up and saw like what the options were these days. And it sounds like if you have like a one that's like at the source, at the point of source, like if you have one in the bathroom under the sink or something like that, it's fine. But if it's the whole house ones just aren't all that great, and they're large and
they're very expensive to get like installed if you don't have one already. Like, because there's a lot of stuff that has to change with it,
right?
And like our house, for example, we're on gas for our water heater, so like even if our power goes out, our water heater still works, which is great. Yeah, but that won't happen with the tankless water heater. Yep. So I fell into a similar rabbit hole, but not because I wanted to upgrade my litter box. So
it's literally the only place that I could put it. It's like, if this was not here, if this water heater was not here, we
don't need hot water.
Yeah. How bad do we want hot water? So yeah, we the litter box thing is still up in the air. So I'm still trying to figure that one out. But I've got to find something that will fit into the spot that I have at the end of this little tiny, I don't know, like shotgun type utility room that we kind of constructed. So I don't know. It's got to fit in there somehow. And down at the end, and the one that you have would stick out. It would just stick out too far.
Yeah.
we have
it's
like
huge,
a refrigerator.
So.
Yeah. We've already moved a bunch of stuff around just to fit the actual litter box there. So, and that's where the previous cat's litter box was. I guess we just had less stuff around.
Wait, you had a cat before?
Yeah. We had one like 10 years ago. So,
oh man,
yeah.
All right.
But yeah. So
we don't talk about that one though, I guess.
Yeah, no. She was a good cat. We miss her a lot. So we didn't want to like. It took a while to want another cat, basically. So yeah. But yeah, it since we have decatted the house, I guess over time, we've forgotten like all the spots that we used to have stuff, and the litter box is one of it. So no, I have permission to get a new litter box, and because we had to put the cat's food somewhere, I also got permission because of some furniture and decorations that had to get moved around. This is hilarious. Since the cat's food station had to go somewhere, what was there had to get moved another place, which is where a Sonos speaker and a soundbar subwoofer was. So now I get to do like a whole new Sonos system in the little game room that we have. So yay! I've got to buy a Sonos surround system. I don't really want to do that right now. So I'm getting a robot litter box and a Sonos system out of this cat. So overall, a pretty good weekend, guys.
Man, productive.
Yeah. I just have to actually...
What's the cat's name? I don't know if you actually said that.
Cheeto. Yeah. Cheeto.
Hopefully it's an orange cat.
Because he's orange. Yeah, he's orange.
That makes I follow on Reddit. I follow the one orange brain cell subreddit. If you haven't seen that, you should see it because it's basically just cats being derpy, and it makes you feel good. Doesn't make you feel bad like a lot of the internet these days.
Yeah, that you said that over earlier, and then that was pretty funny because it's not like making fun of dumb cats all the time. Like it's got some cute cat stuff in there, cute cat content. So pretty good stuff.
Who doesn't like cats on the internet?
Yeah.
Congrats, Seth.
Yeah.
It's easier than a dog, It's easier.
Oh my, so much easier to travel. I mean, if you leave the cat alone for 3 days, it's fine.
No one cares, right?
Oh man.
Yeah. No, that's like one of the things I said. I was kind of like looking outside at the wind was really like blowing this weekend. I'm like, oh man, this is going to complicate our hurricane evacuations. So like that I don't want to think about too much, but the travel situation. We have family in town that can kind of watch, pop in and feed it and that kind of thing every so often. So that's not so bad.
Yeah, our rule for when we travel with the cats is if we're going to be gone for more than 3 days, we have somebody check in. I don't know if that's like animal abuse or anything, but I mean, they're cats. They're fine. I mean, we have the automatic cat feeder. We put out like 12 bowls of water. We have the automatic litter box. We're fine. We can go
that was something that came up was the automatic cat feeder. My wife bought one and she was like, it's got a camera on it. And I'm like, well, wait, what? Camera?
I don't like that.
Pause. Yeah. We don't want a camera in the house, do we? And she's like, well, I think it just says it was going to see the cat. I'm like, it's going to see you in the background, watching the cat. Like, and then we got it, and of course, it had like a 2-way audio thing that you could listen. And I'm like, this. And in the app when you download it is all in Chinese.
Oh,
like,
perfect.
This one's going. So we got another one. The
Aqara one.
No, the Aqara one was deemed ugly. I don't know why. Looks the exact same as the one we have. I think it was because you could see the food through the top of the bucket or something. If they had a less clear bucket, I think that would have passed the
duct tape.
Yeah, plastic dip it.
Just spray paint.
Yeah.
Honestly, the one we got looks just like it. I don't know if there's any
aesthetics,
different.
who knows?
Exactly. But the Aqara one did look nice because it had like Zigbee or something?
Yeah, it's got Zigbee. So it's a little more expensive. I think it's $100. But I tied it into Zigbee, or I tied it into Home Assistant through Zigbee. And so that's just how it works. Yeah, $90 right now on sale.
Did it have a camera?
And it holds a lot of food. It does not have a camera.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And I paired mine to my Aqara M3 hub this week. I was like, I have this hub. I've never tried to pair it to it. I've always just used it through Home Assistant. And I got it paired to the Aqara hub, but it somehow made it worse. So I have to revert it back to Home Assistant. It's not good.
Yeah. I don't know. The one we have just has a little schedule. You set up with an app because it has to be on Wi-Fi or whatever. And I think you can trigger a sound that says, it's dinner time or something like that. I don't know. We're not going to use any of that. It's just going to go off. Yeah, I don't know. And I will want to give a shout out to Ubiquiti for making a really cool feature that I didn't think I was going to have to use, but I did. I have an old client that had a Ubiquiti, what is it, the Dream Machine Pro thing with
a single hard drive?
UDM Pro, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't acting correct at some point, and I was like, you know what? Let's just get another one just in case. And we got the other one, and it started acting. The FiOS guy came out. I don't know. It started working correctly again. I'm like, do I trust this or not? And I concluded that I didn't really trust it that much. So I don't know about you guys, but like, have you seen if you have two of these devices, you can put like it into like a failover mode? Have you seen that feature?
Through the Ubiquiti, like with the ISP?
No,
like the ISP failover switch.
It's not. You actually don't need that. You just need two of the same devices, like the UDM Pros.
Oh, like the Shadow Gateway.
Shadow, yeah. You can put it in like a shadow mode. So if
I haven't used it, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it basically copies the settings over to it, to the Shadow one, and then if the one of them dies or loses connectivity to the internet, the Shadow one will it says most of the time. You know what? On the stupid little screen that's useless, if you tap it, it says ready for takeover. So that's all it says. It doesn't do anything but say ready for takeover. So like if it does lose internet, it'll turn off. So the problem is that there was really nothing really wrong with this device, but it would just randomly stop working. And it was doing it like, I noticed it was in the middle of the night for some reason. But the client called me like, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning. He's like, hey, we've got no internet at the house. And I looked at it. I'm like, oh, it's offline. And then it popped back online. And I saw like, yeah, it's been off for like an hour or two. That's crazy. He was like, well, I'm going there. I'll call you when I get there. And he called me and I was like, unplug port 9 on the top router. And he had like already pulled the racks out. And he was like looking behind him like, no.
Don't touch it.
Go back to the front. Pull out port 9. He pulled out port 9 and I was like, all right, that's good. And he's like, I'm not even going to pretend to know what you just told me to do and why this works, but it started working. So he hasn't had any issues since then. And I'm pretty sure there was some weird issue going on with this UDM Pro that's been there for a little bit. But having the backup feature in there where all we had to do was just pull a cable, all the settings get transferred. I don't have to worry about going out there to pick up anything, man. And that's a great feeling. So we'll get it. We'll get the other one either repaired, replaced, or whatever, and we'll have a backup for that one. It'll sit there and run in shadow mode.
That's what I like about the Unify stuff is remotely you could troubleshoot so much. You could see so much. What's going on, and if someone's there, you could just do what you said. Unplug port 9 and problem solved, right?
Yeah.
It's a really good product.
The biggest issue is that like it was so intermittent. It was like one of those things like if you looked at the logs, it was like, oh, they've had some downtime. That's really weird. But it could be the ISP, it could be internet weather, that causes that from time to time. But yeah, no, I just dialed in and checked that dashboard, Gavin. Oh, good to go. So it's all in the green. Yeah. Anyway, cool feature. There is a little device they have that I think, TJ, you were talking about that you can use to kind of like bridge connections together. I don't know. What I did was used a standard switch. Well, I used a VLAN on a switch. So I just made like 3 ports basically by themselves. I brought the ONT feed into one of those ports, and then the 2 other ports went to the 2 routers. So whichever router turned on, basically got the data from that switch, and it's isolated because it's only on VLAN. Good to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Unify.
All right. I think that's going to wrap up this week. We want to thank everyone for listening to the show, but want to send a special thank you for those who are able to financially support the show through our Patreon page. If you don't know about the Patreon page, head on over to HomeTech.fm/support to learn how you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. Any pledge, $5 and above. We don't know. Maybe you can give more. Maybe you can't. We haven't figured that out yet. Get you a big shout out here on the show, but every single pledge gets you an invite to our private chat, the Hub, where you and other patrons can jump in there and talk about Anchor charging screens, I guess. See what's going on. If you can't support the show financially, totally understand. Just appreciate a 5-star review or positive rating in the podcast app of your choice. That's going to wrap up another week here in Home Tech. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.
Till next time.
Take care.